That's where we're going.
Back in your lives, in your ears, and in your face. Welcome to another episode of Papa G's House, episode 85. We got a fun one lined up today. It's a rainy Thursday in Cape Town, rainy, cold. Apparently, the cold weather is here to stay for a bit, but we're doing fine. Everything is falling into place, and especially where I'm living, it's been, as you guys know, if you've been a constant listener to the show. It's just been building, dust, rubble, everything from come high to whatever. It's just been crazy. And it's finally settling down, and I'm getting, I'm starting to settle and enjoy my new pad, and it's been great. But we've got a fun episode lined up for you today. We got Sunken State, Matt and Dwayne coming to tell us all about the upcoming album that is due soon. I've even forgotten the date. I was rushing around trying to find my lip ice earlier because my lips are so dry due to a change of season. It's just ridiculous. But it is what it is. I don't know what art is showing me, but
it's the 20th.
It's the 20th. What did I say?
You forgot the date.
Oh, yes. No, I said it's coming soon because I couldn't remember the date, but it is what it is. But speaking of art, dude, the man who used to be in the chat, the man is now on the decks, the trusty producer. What's happening, my man?
Nothing much, dude. It's pretty damn cold, and I can feel it in my nips.
I know I'm so cold that that's why I'm stumbling on my words, dude. But how's your week been?
Well, besides all the mad deadlines and covering for someone who's been on paternity leave, it's been fun. Nice. I wouldn't recommend it.
Okay. Well, that sounds very interesting. Not. So, France the Planet is up in the house. Sup, dude? I actually forgot to Dude, I like that. I forgot to mention this is a live show. There is a live chat, so feel free to troll us in the chat and submit your questions and all that kind of jazz, and it'll be fun. What you laughing at? Is there someone funny in the chat already?
No, just I like the feel free to troll us in the chat. I like that.
Yeah, for sure. Well, listen, before we get to Sunken State and Matt and Dwayne, let's quickly chat about the beer of the week. What did we get off the shelf?
Wait. Beer of the week?
Beer of the week!
There we go. So we're drinking a raspberry crystal Weiss from CBC. We went local for the first one, so let's just give it a first
Okay, let's see what it's like.
I love me the amber Weiss, but that's got a bit of a fruity twang.
It's got a heavy fruity twang to it.
So the reason we did this is I'm trying to stop drinking Savannah because of the sugar, and I'm getting fat and all that kind of stuff. So we're now trying different beers. I was like, let's make it a segment. So that is a good beer. I'm going to enjoy it, but let's not keep our guests waiting.
Yeah, but this sort of has like a bit of a cough mixture taste to it.
Oh, really? Okay,
yeah.
So what do you give it?
I on the Mike Cubic scale of 1 to 5.
The Mike Cubic scale. I love that.
I give it about a 1.5.
Okay, a 1.5 out of 5.
5, yeah.
Okay, I'll give it a 3. I like a good flavored ale, or what? It's a Weiss, so you can't call it an ale. Weiss. But anyway, let's not keep our guests waiting. We've got Dwayne and Matt from Sunken State. They're putting out some great music. Let's get them in here, dude.
Hey,
Dwayne on the top and Matt on the bottom. What's up, my dude? Sunken State. Thank you so much for joining the show, dudes. How are you doing?
Thank you so much for having us. It's such a party to be here.
Yeah, thanks.
A party it will be, dudes. And Dwayne, what's happening, my dude?
Dude, I'm good. Thanks for having us, bro.
I see you've got yeah, for sure. I see you've got a collection of acoustic guitars behind you, but I can see the one on the behind your right shoulder is a bass, acoustic bass. Man, do you play a lot of acoustic jams and stuff like that?
No, actually, no. I will most probably play this electric on, which is this side, I think. No, this other side. So it'll be this side.
Ah, there we go.
So
okay, nice.
Les
Paul. Sick. Well, I couldn't even see it.
Yeah, the acoustics will mostly be my soon-to-be wife, she plays mostly the acoustics that you see.
Oh, nice one. Nice one.
Cool.
So first of all, the first thing I want to ask you, dudes, is how is it possible that you can get two Dwaynes in a 4-piece band of which the spelling is exactly the same?
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't
know.
actually know. And also, so our drummer's name is Pete, and my second name's Pete. So I don't know how it's possible, but so we all basically have the same name, which is lit. But yeah, so hopefully
No, awesome.
but I mean it's weird, but we all play nicely
There's
together.
some
I think
sort
so.
of geometric or symmetry thing going on there. So who knows?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I can imagine sound check can sometimes be a bit of a confusion there. Can we get Dwayne? Can we get Dwayne? Which one?
Most people call Dwayne. Our bassist Dwayne is normally Dwayne, and then this Dwayne is normally vocal Dwayne. So
Yeah.
Vocal Dwayne and what? Say that again. What was I missed the first one?
Just Dwayne.
Okay. Can
Just
you turn?
Dwayne.
Can you turn the speakers off? I'm getting a reverb here. Sorry, man. Sorry. That's why I missed it. But dudes, so thank you so much for joining the show. I think that's the second time I've thanked you for joining the show. So let's just keep track on how many times I tell you that.
every time
But-
you thank us, I'll thank you for having us.
Okay, there we go. It's somewhat of a habit that I've picked up lately. Is I'm always thanking everybody all the time. Obviously, it's good to have you. Dwayne also plays bass. Nice one from Dwayne. Oh, that's amazing, dudes. So, dudes, you've just recently put out "Separation Has Begun." I first discovered you when I was on the Samba panel. We were listening to all the EPs and stuff, and Enter the Grey. Did that win a Sama? I can't remember. You did, hey?
Yep.
Yeah,
We did
dude,
Best EP 2019.
for sure,
Yeah.
man. That's when you guys first obviously popped up on my radar, and I must say, dude, it's super refreshing to have it's just a synergy of groovy riffs and big emotive parts. Dudes, the first thing I want to ask you is how did the four of you get together? You burst on the scene in 2018. I know nothing before that. How did it go down?
Yeah, so basically I moved to Joburg from Durban, and I was in 2 metal bands back there. And when I came here, obviously because I came here to study, I studied audio production. And when I came, I obviously really wanted to be in a metal band specifically. So I auditioned. I went and found probably 90% of every Johannesburg metal band that only had one guitarist, because I was like, if they have one, they might want another one.
Mm-hmm.
And asked them, I was like, please, can I pay for you guys? And then none of them really wanted me. Well, it wasn't like they thought I was bad, but they just were busy with things and whatever. So eventually I just started Sunken State. And I ran into our old guitarist at it was Music Connection. And then he introduced me to Dwayne, who's our bassist, not this Dwayne.
Okay, great bassist.
And then I saw our vocal Dwayne, this guy up here. He was at my college. His old band was doing like a weird performance, and I heard him screaming, and I was like, dude, just come to me. And then we started Sunken State, and then Pete joined us, I think 2 years ago now, 2.5 years, I'm not sure exactly. But ever since Pete joined us, we kind of became the Sunken State that we're on now, I guess. And
okay, nice. And I mean, I can obviously hear there's a lot of groove influence, and so do you come up with the riffs and then you flesh it out in the band room kind of situation?
Yeah, so I'll write like kind of a basic song idea, I guess. It's hard to explain because every song is slightly different.
Yeah, of course.
The way we write. But if I had to kind of generalize it, I'll kind of sit here and get like a very basic song down, and then take it to the band, and from there we all kind of puzzle it together and see if things work. And I mean, but by the time I have that like demo to when the song's actually finished, it's like basically a different song. So we all kind of, a lot of the writing I do here, and a lot of the writing is done in our practice space.
Okay.
So,
And how is, I mean, obviously the when is the album coming out? Solace and Solitude.
11th of June.
Okay, 11th of June. I forgot the date in the beginning. I was like, what date is it, dude? I can't remember the life of me, and I was stumbling on my words. I was just trying to remember what the damn date is, dude. So you've just recently put out what's it? What? Separation has begun. There we go. Yeah. And it is from Enter the Grey. There has been. It's almost you've brought in more like clean vocals and you know that when we all fall to the ground, you know that's exactly.
So we kind of vocal Dwayne has nagged me to do vocals for I don't know how long.
Yeah, dude.
And so I don't know if it's because he thinks my vocals are good or he wants a bit of a break, but
Definitely the first one.
Okay, but so I don't know. I just like my cleans and then that pitched screaming I do. We just kind of discovered it while we were writing this new stuff and just put it in straight away. So
nice. Yeah, I mean it's because there is a somewhat of a an evolution from Into the Grey to the. I mean, I've heard some of the tracks on the new album. It's I can't wait for people to hear it. Basically, without giving too much away, but
so much.
dude, so tell me about you putting out the album and how has the whole pandemic. And you've been able to do that at the same time. How did that all work out for you?
Well, honestly, yeah.
Okay, Dwayne, you go for it.
Cool. So yeah, no, the pandemic. Honestly, personally, I think a lot of us. I made a lot of personal progress as soon as the pandemic hit because I was screaming every day, trying new stuff, writing lyrics, etc. And that was pretty much by the time we were already working on new music, already putting the songs together. So personally, great progress. And as soon as we came together, well, obviously we had a long break where we couldn't play together for a long time. I remember the first time we did play together, after a while, everything was so weird and everything. But it took a while to get back in the groove, a few practices, you know. But like it gave us the time to really, I think, me to work on my art, to get the songs really nailed down to what the message I want, the techniques I wanted to use on the album when we were going to record it. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that.
And you did, Matt?
Yeah, I mean, for me, like obviously, a lot of things when writing an album. Well, starting with writing, a lot of it, like I said, how we write is out here and get demos and stuff going, and I really actually think I'm not like trying to promote Corona or say it's good or anything, but
it's the internet. You can do whatever the fuck you want, bro.
But it really actually gave us the opportunity to say, okay, we can't play shows. We can't practice as much as we want to because of social distancing and everything. So we can really each just graft on writing music, you know. And then kind of by the time things slowly started opening up where it was kind of safe for us to get back together and practice and everything, we really just grafted on writing. And then we all, because we record ourselves as well. So everyone took some leave and we all got together and recorded over, I think the drums went so much faster than expected. We recorded the drums in like 3 days or something. And then we did bass and guitars in like the 2 days after that. And then vocals took a while because it's just obviously with your voice and stuff, it's your guitar doesn't really get tired, you know. but yeah, so I think Corona actually really gave us time because we weren't really worrying about, well, not worrying, but we weren't really thinking too much about shows, and we really just grafted and sat down and just wrote, and we really wanted to have the album out before Corona was over. But now we realize that Corona is going to be here for a long time. So
For sure.
it's just coming.
Yeah, but you know what? I also like the fact that you guys, you know, you'll release a song, then you do the lyric video. The lyric video was great, by the way. Produced by Not Russell Crowe, I think, eh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Shout out to
and-
Russell.
Yeah, for sure. And then
He's
you
out.
love the name, man.
I love that name.
Not Russell, I mean.
Yeah, for sure. Love Russell. Love Muscle. But dudes, yeah, that was an awesome lyric video that you guys did, and then also you did a playthrough, right?
Yeah, so we did. I think Dwayne and I did a guitar and bass.
Bass Dwayne.
Through. Yeah, bass Dwayne. So guitar and bass Dwayne playthrough. We did. That was kind of just. Just some cool extra content and stuff for us to post. But yeah, and then that's all.
Dude,
Yeah,
Matt,
sorry.
I gotta. Okay. So basically, we are gonna talk about it. It's actually quite funny. I'm wearing a Lamb of God T-shirt. Is that I find a lot of the riffs, you get kind of like a Lamb of God kind of feel, and you can shut me down, bro. This is an open conversation. You can shut me down anywhere, but I really do get such a grooviness. You call modern groove metal is what is the term that you coin in terms of genre, and you got it down, bro. You got it down. So where did your guitar inspiration come? Because dude, it's refreshing to hear some of those riffs, dude. Gotta say, Burn Society is one of my faves, dude.
Same.
Okay.
I think from a riff perspective, I've always been and still am a diehard Lamb of God fanboy, but I would say that especially on that Enter the Grey EP, we had quite a lot of the Lamb of God sound. You know, sometimes like some of the songs I was like, this sounds like this song or this song, or so like I always kind of felt like watching bands and stuff. I've always kind of noticed like it's weird to think it, but there's been almost like a space for like almost a modern version of Lamb of God, you know.
Of course, yes.
So that's never really been out. We've actually tried harder to not sound like Lamb of God than but we actually end up sounding like them. But I think we a lot of my riffs also heavily inspired by, or my just guitar playing in general, by System of a Down, because I was also and still am massively into them.
Mm-hmm.
And then now more lately, I'm more into bands like Bleed From Within and Era, and a whole bunch of
Era.
way more kind of, I love Era. And so a lot more modern stuff. So I think like our sound's kind of becoming that kind of old school thrashy,
but that's
Lamb of God with modern stuff as well, you know.
okay. But first of all, didn't say you sounded like Lamb of God.
Sorry.
but you there's
Thank you for having us.
Yeah,
No, I'm joking.
thank you. Listen, thank you for coming. No. Just I didn't want that to come across as like you sound like Lamb of God. You put a beautiful, like you say, a modern twist on it. It's almost it's. I love it because it's an amalgamation where you'll get types of. You'll evolve into a song where it's like hugely emotive, lots of sounds. You sound like you're doing a good job on your post-production as well, you know, when adding certain sounds to the songs and using your harmonies, you know, when we fall to the ground, when we fall to the ground. Dude, it's so, but that's a cool thing is that, I mean, you managed to keep it so heavy, brutal with also Dwayne's vocals, where it's so heavy, but then you're able to take the groovy bits and then you also turn it into this almost atmospheric big chorus feel, and then it takes you back to the heavy groovy metal
also,
kind of vibe.
I think like with a big part of the way, or what we're trying to achieve when we're writing, is like tension and release for me has always been such a massive part of a song, you know. So and as a band, we really try to get that vibe where it's kind of like almost like bringing a lot of tension and like even fast stuff or chuggy heavy stuff going, and then it breaks into like a super big melodic chorus, you know. And a band that influences us massively for that, just get like nailing that tension and release thing, is Cattle Decapitation.
Oh
They
wow.
are one of my favorite bands ever as well. So they've really like, they have also, it's kind of like this chaos, but behind it is backed by this like really beautiful like chord progressions and synths and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I definitely like bringing that element into the music. So
For sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Go
And
for it,
honestly,
Dwayne.
I don't think that you know, we'll ever be bound by any specific genre per se, because there's a wide variety of influence amongst what we listen to personally, and what you can maybe hear it in our different styles. But when you get to know us, you'll see that each one of us have like a specific different subgenre of metal we like, or what you like, you know, when you go deep into it. So yeah, I think there's always going to be twists and turns when you're listening to us in future. You know, there might be a Sunken State core sound, but there'll always be twists and turns, I think.
Of course. I mean, just dwelling on that, you know, and I actually lied earlier in the show.
What?
I lied to you guys. I said that you first got onto my radar with the Psalmist thing. I lied to you. The first time that you got onto my radar there was a clip from Ramfest, and there was a specific song, and then the camera panned to Pete, and then it came out, and then it showed from the back, and it was just such a breakdown of just amazing proportions, but groovy.
I think that was probably big.
Yeah.
The first track on the new album coming up.
Yeah.
We're not really supposed to be playing that stuff live, but we just did and do.
Okay. Because I mean, but I understand you also call it big, but that's another thing that I really like about you is obviously you get your I can't remember what the exact song was, but there's a beautiful a clean intro with a nice drum beat, and then it slowly builds with a bit of a lead over it.
Yeah, that was no, that's the interlude, I think. The interlude.
Yes, interlude. Yeah. Yes, and it's just beautiful. So you get, and then you've got. Can I say the name of the song?
Yeah, go ahead.
Beg Me for Mercy. Is that right?
If song titles or anything of us leaks and goes viral here, I'm not gonna complain.
Is that a Papa G's exclusive? Is that a Papa G's exclusive? What are you talking? Is that
Papa G exclusive?
Hey.
So
Yeah, by the way,
just
shout out
asking,
to
is that?
Nate. I
Yeah.
saw his episode, right?
Yeah.
And he really said some crazy stuff about us. Like, I was blushing. I was like, dude, you don't need to do this. You're so cool. But I could see you really meant it. So yeah, shout out to me.
No, for sure.
I was showing my family that YouTube video saying, look how nice Nathan is about us.
Listen, you guys needed a cigarette after that episode, eh?
Oh, yeah,
No, but listen, when he is so passionate about someone or a project and stuff, I listen because I know he's got good taste. I've known that guy for years. And he was one of my first introduction. I mean, I played my first live show in 2014. I'm 36 years old now. So, I mean, I played my first live show when I was 29. And he was this young dude, and and I almost applied the same passion as a 28-year-old, 29-year-old as this guy. I think we were about 10 years apart or whatever. and I just loved seeing the passion of him, and I love the growth that he's gone through, and then eventually with Raksha and Two Face and his stage performance and stuff, he's come a long way as well as being a figurehead in the actual scene itself with Metal for Africa and all that kind of stuff. So shout out to old Nate. But he did sing your praises, bro, and that's why I was like, let's get this episode going sooner rather than later. And I'm finally not stumbling over my words like the first 5 minutes of the bloody show.
We should have had Jack like we did last week.
Yeah. But the one thing that that's it. Beer slows me down, bro.
Yeah. You need the hard stuff.
But
Tap it.
the one thing is in that song is just I really appreciated the composition of the chorus. You know, where it'll go, beg me for mercy. I'm not gonna sing it in the Dwayne voice because I can't. But it's I just love the composition of your music and the way and the way you guys combine the emotion with the groove with the brutalness all at the same time.
Thanks.
Cool.
Thanks.
Thank you. So that's like
Really.
just hearing that, it's like because it's like it was like a goal. Like we really want to bring in like still try to keep it fairly brutal or as brutal as I can or we can.
Yeah.
And still have very kind of melodic and like not easy to listen to, but like pretty sounding parts and stuff in it, you know. So,
Well, there's a band that does that. I'm not saying you sound like them. I'm just joking.
stop telling us we sound like bands.
No, I didn't say that you sounded like them, Matthew. But the band that does that to me, that I've been listening to a lot is especially the album How to Survive a Funeral, Make Them Suffer. I don't know if you do you know that band?
Beautiful. I'm in love with that album.
Yeah,
That
Drown
band's
with
amazing.
Me, Bones, like all those songs are just like, and you
Soul
guys give me that
Decay,
same, Soul Decay.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And
Anyway,
the female voice with the nice,
Yeah.
beautiful choruses.
Take my
Love it,
hand.
dude.
Don't
So
be
good.
scared.
Dude, you're nailing the notes.
Yeah, bro. It's a comedy local music podcast. That's how we do it, bro.
Of course, bro. Yeah. I won't judge you. I won't hit those notes either.
Yeah, bro, there's some high notes for sure, but like that, you guys give me the same feeling of what they do, and I'm super excited for the listeners and the people in South Africa, in the world, to hear Solace and Solitude, man. It's a 10 song offering. It goes from brutal to beautiful to brutal to beautiful again. And also Art will attest to this. I don't kiss ass, bro. I don't
Not
kiss
all the
ass.
time.
Not all the time, but it's a really refreshing album. I'm looking forward to everybody listening to it.
cool. Thank you
Thanks,
so
dude.
much, dude.
We can't
And,
wait to get it out, dude.
The one thing I also wanted to point out is someone who's missing right now, or two people, Pete and Dwayne, but specifically the bass tones and stuff that you use. I love the way you put a lot of, it's almost like that B7K kind of micro tube sound that you use on the dark, what's it? It's a dark glass, right? Something like that. Like it gives you that big microtubey sound, and then you've got the very sometimes even the guitars like mixed lower than the bass just to give it more of that punchy sound along with the drums. I just love the balance.
A massive part of that bass was because when we lost our first guitarist, we were like shitting ourselves a bit because we had so many harmonies and all this stuff, and we're like, what are we gonna do? So our solution was to go with dark glass. Don't need another guitar.
Oh, okay. So was I right? Was I right with the sound?
Yeah, you
Nice.
literally said it. I was like, so Dwayne, in a lot of the like playthrough videos and stuff, we use the B7K, but on the album it is a dark glass Alpha Omega.
That's what I was gonna say. It could also be an Alpha Omega.
Yeah. So I mean so what happened was when we got that, we naturally just put the bass quite loud live for just so that when I'm going into like more on the lead parts and stuff on guitar, that there's still like a big bass, you know, or like and like that the dark class bass tone has so much body, like it's filling such a massive EQ spectrum. So you can kind of leave the rhythms with the guitars and still have such body in from the bass. And then after doing that live, we realized this actually sounds really lit. So we just became like that with the
Love it.
bass. And
Sounds lit, bro. Fuck
yeah,
yeah.
it's way too lit. And then on the album, like I made the bass so loud, and I just really wanted the bass because so much, like a lot of mixes I hear, the you know, the bass kind of plays the role it's supposed to, where it's kind of just pulling up the bottom end, and but I'm just like, no, I want this bass to be like smack bang in your face, you know. I want it to slap so hard, and dark class is the way to go. If anyone wants a lit bass tone, look no further.
Listen, I mean, I am lucky enough to have been surrounded by players that Mike Cubic, you know, we judge the beers on the Mike Cubic scale. That's the Ill System bass player, my good friend Mike Cubic. And there's two things that he loves in life, or three things. This is Ibanez BTB bass guitar, his B7K, and his craft beer. and then in Atlantic South, Rick Shields plays the Alpha Omega. So I would like, it's so nice to get that, just that different sound. Obviously, Atlantic South playing drop C, and Ill System playing drop A. So it's like a different vibe altogether. It's good fun. Hey, Hope Punk Records, what's up? Gideon, how's it from Germany? Recently discovered Sunken State, new fan, separation has begun. It's fucking rad. Yes, man. Welcome back to the chat, dude.
So if you're in Germany, you have to get like a flipping loud Bluetooth speaker and put it out your car window and just drive.
Yeah,
slowly.
for sure.
Blast it.
And also, shout out to Far From Who We Are, that just recently released a single with him on, Gideon Kretschmer on vocals. So go check that out as well. We're actually going to be chatting to them in the not so distant future. But dudes, where were we before I just all of a sudden saw that that's what happens sometimes. We're deep into a conversation, a chat pops up, and then I forget where we are from there.
We're talking about bass tone.
Yes. Okay. So I think, you know, it's nice to have the dude, Dark Glass is just, I don't know, I just love the sound. Speaking of bass tone, have you ever heard of a band called Dayshell? Used to be Old of Mice and Men bass player Shaylee Bourget, and he also adopted in his last two albums. One was Mr. Pain, and the other one is I can't remember what the name was. Nexus, and all the bass was sitting so high and so prominently in the mix. It just sounds so grand, dude. But Dwayne, I wanted to ask you, dude, how on earth do you get those sounds from your voice, dude? You've obviously put a lot of technique, time and effort into your technique. Where did you start learning how to do all that kind of stuff, and that led to you now in Sunken State?
Well, for me, dude, it started when I was even in school. It's quite hilarious. I played 2 shows in school, and we did like a cover of Slipknot and Bullets for My Valentine. And I played guitar and did vocals. Then didn't know what I was doing. I was just pretty much yelling, you know. I liked metal since I was a kid. So I started just yelling. And then I think only really in university, I started to pay attention to technique, what I'm doing with my voice and my breathing, etc. And now the last 5 years, I've really zoned in on different styles of like screams, growls, gutturals, highs, all that stuff. Obviously, I'm still learning a lot. There's a lot I still want to do, but that's like the roots of like where I've come with my voice. But I'll say the lot. Yeah.
Yeah,
the last
no,
3
sorry.
years, I've made the most progress.
So what bands say? I mean, obviously every vocalist will practice with certain songs and
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
what were your favorites when you first got into the the whole harsh vocals scenario, because that's not easy by any stretch of the imagination.
Oh no, no one wanted to do it, because everyone wanted to be in the band at school. But yeah, like Slipknot, Bullet for My Valentine, the new that new metal era when I was a kid, 12, 13, that age, 14.
12, 13. Where was I? I was
I was still young, and I played guitar and.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, dude. Shit. So what when the new metal was around, you were like
Sorry,
12.
my signal's bad here, so.
No worries. No worries. So, geez, dude, I've just figured that I'm quite a lot older than you. Yeah, dude. So did you start screaming and stuff at that young age? 12, 13? Oh, there we go. There we go.
Shit.
We'll fix it. He'll be back. Yeah, you're still here. We'll fix you up in the frame and all that kind of stuff. No worries. Hey, listen, it happens from time to time, bro. Don't worry about it.
Is he back?
Hello.
There he is. There he is.
Oh,
There he is.
shit, okay.
Dude, it's all good. Don't stress.
Yeah, I'm back.
So basically what I'm saying is,
dude,
first of all, I realized I'm a lot older than you, and then second of all, you were learning to scream when you were like 12, 13. What 14 years old?
Yeah. Well, I didn't learn. I just screamed. So, but the shows I did was in high school. So I played that at 17 and 18.
Okay, awesome.
So that's when I actually played shows, but it's like in front of high school kids and everything, But like I said, but then it was just pretty much yelling my throat out, trying to sound like Corey Taylor and everything.
For sure. Have you ever damaged your vocals before?
No, I'm lucky enough to have not done that. But the reason is because when I picked it up again, is when I started to cover. Let's talk about bands that I would cover.
Mm-hmm.
Where like when I really, paid attention to it was like Dan Watson from Enterprise Earth, ex-Infant Annihilator.
Okay.
I do also more recently would be like a Carnifex and deathcore, Suicide Silence, obviously. So a lot of it is deathcore stuff that I would then
which vocalist?
Mitch.
Obviously. Okay.
The Cleansing was the album that I just like practice a ton of.
Okay. Yeah, so super brutal vocalists.
Oh yeah. Like my favorite guys now still is like Dickie Allen, also from and still Dan. So all these guys are like in brutal death metal or deathcore bands, something like that.
Awesome.
And so that's why when I wanted to do that, I was worried about my voice and not like damaging it and that stuff. And I was thinking about live shows, because when I started to play with Sunken State and we started doing shows, and I started to realize I really have to pay attention to the technique. Not blowing
especially if you're going to be like paying show after show eventually.
Exactly.
If COVID bloody permits. Jeez, it's killing me. And the one thing that the one thing that Nathan said last week, he's like, yeah, I'm loving Joburg. Joburg has shows. Sorry, Cape Town. I was like, what is going on? And speaking, yeah, that's crazy. But you guys are literally having shows. You guys are playing this weekend.
Yeah, we are playing Saturday at Flatline.
That's insane. I mean, like, for me, it's insanity. Like, because I
just pull through.
Yeah.
I'll get you a +1.
Let's go, baby. I'm in. I dig it, bro. I love it.
Pull up, have a mask, have a beer.
Yeah.
No worries.
I can't drink beer through
if we drive now, we should be able to get there.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's fine. You can just come to our album launch on the 11th of June at Rumors Rock City Westgate.
It's at Rumors Rock City Westgate. I haven't been to the Westgate one. I played the Hill Fox one last year. It was 2019. Oh, that was the last time I played in Joburg. I played.
That's
We supported Attila, man. That was the best.
Oh,
One of the
sick,
best.
dude. How crazy was that? I saw them at Ram in Pretoria.
Yeah,
Sick.
dude, it was
Franz
crazy.
is crazy, dude. We didn't even mention him, but oh my god.
Yeah,
Franz
I'm
just kills it.
okay. So funny story is so the first night, Friday night, we flew to Joburg and we supported Attila with my band Atlantic South. And then next night, and if anybody knows Charles Knight and Pullen, my buddy, we know how to party. So
Nice.
so when we on the flight back to Cape Town the next morning, obviously not feeling great, hair of the dog, blah blah blah. I had a show with Ill System, supporting Attila at Mercury on the Saturday night. Came home, had a
Wow.
nap, went. Some shit went down where after the show where I was not very happy and I needed to leave, and they were saying, "Don't go in the back, don't go in the back." And I was like, "I need to go in the back. I need to get my guitar. I need to get out of here." So I burst my way. Okay, they obviously let me in, but I was very quick. Burst in there and I bumped face to face. Almost walked through Franz. and I was like, "Oh, whoa, sorry, good show. I mean, hope you have a good show." Blah blah blah, and like literally almost knocked him over. It was hilarious. But yeah, that was my Franz story. But dude, it was an amazing show. It's great to know that you guys in Joburg are just, doing the thing and putting on shows, and I see Deadline's been doing it. I see who's on the bill with you guys this weekend?
Deadline. Actually.
Deadline.
Oh, there we go.
The Deadline boys are awesome, man. Play some. They're veterans. They're playing some cool type music.
For sure.
Really awesome guys. So
I think it's their drummer's actually last show, isn't it?
I'm
Drummer,
not sure.
Dizzy Sticks' last show. Yeah, everybody go through. Is it Platelant, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, go through and check it out. Now, are you playing any songs of the new album on
Oh,
Saturday?
yeah, we are.
We're playing Separation for the first time live.
No.
Yeah, very first time.
Oh, that means you're going to be singing for the first time, Matt.
Indeed. Well,
Nice.
it depends. We still because maybe we can actually use this opportunity to ask you.
Is this a
So
Papa
after
G's
choir-
exclusive?
Oh, hang on.
I'm
I'll
joking,
PayPal
I'm joking.
you after the video.
Okay.
So, what do you think is more important, that pitch screaming in the chorus, or the pitch screaming or the clean vocals? Which one do you think plays more of a role in the chorus of that song?
Okay, plays more of a role.
Yeah, to make it what it is, kind of.
Okay, so when they all fall to the ground, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
So
pitch
that's the
scream.
vocals that you singing in that part. When they all fall to the ground, when they all fall to the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah. Depends if you can hit the cleans to hit the cleans, but if you can't hit the cleans, or always go to the that's a typical musician's way of answering the question.
It's
No,
like
it's a
bass
good
players.
answer.
Yeah.
It's like
Sorry,
bass players when they don't know, just slide.
As you can tell, I didn't hit the cleans very well. But dudes, I mean, I would say, why don't you alternate between the between the choruses and do the clean on
Yeah, let's
one
do
and then
that,
do the
yeah.
harsh on the other?
Let's do that. Because we've
Can I
been
be in the band?
arguing about it.
I love
Let's do
this.
that.
This is the process of us deciding how we're gonna play songs
Okay.
live. I love it. Great.
Yeah,
Very
when in doubt, alternate.
No, I'm just going to phone you now and be like, dude, you have to tell us what to do.
Yeah, well, hey, listen, I will. But listen, I don't think isn't Brandon working with you guys?
Yes.
Brandon
Oh,
Render. Yeah. He I was DMing with him the last couple of days, and he's like, "I work for them, and I was great to see you at your house when I had when we were facing the gallows was there. I can't wait to do in-person interviews, dude. Like when you guys come down and like play whatever venue we have left, and come
That
and
would
have
be
a
sick.
podcast.
Just show us any venue. We'll come.
Yeah, do come play at
We'll
my
play at
house. bro.
Atlantic South. They're parties. So,
Yeah,
I'm
for
down.
sure. No, for sure. But so that's super exciting. I mean, is this your first show back, or have you played a show already?
We've played 2 now, I think.
Two.
Is it 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how is it? I mean, obviously, like you said earlier, Dwayne, that when you first got into the band, it was kind of different and took you a while to get in to the swing of things, and it felt a bit weird because I had the same experience with Ill System. I had my first band practice with them last week, and it was just weird to be in an enclosed room for the first time with 4 of my buddies, even though, like, you know, it's like, you're the devil, stay away from me, you know.
Yeah.
So and how was it having you know, being playing in front of some people?
Dude, you know, I don't know, because I go into autopilot when I go on stage. So I'll be honest with you, I just do what I do. But I did make a few comments at the shows, not to anyone really specific, but to like my girlfriend. And so thinking, you know, it's maybe not the best idea, some of it, because, you know, it's still a lot of people. And even, you know, if you're wearing your mask, you can still like debate, you know, how good it is. And so you can always debate these things, but just personally for us, we know we can put on a show, and if everyone does their part, the venue's not overcrowded, and everyone's wearing a mask and doing their part, you know, sanitizing and stuff. You know, it's a personal choice then if you want to come out and see us play.
For sure, and I would encourage it. For sure. I mean, at the end of the day, if you look at the rest of the leading countries in the world, like the USA, UK, they're all opening up. UK has just lifted sports events now. People can go and see the sports. What's that, Art?
Oh yeah, dude.
I want to actually ask, like, how many venues are actually?
Where's your camera?
I haven't set it up for this interface. How many venues are actually set up, and how many gigs are actually DIY? That's happening up in your side.
Most of the by DIY, do you mean like bring your own like?
Yeah, like you set up, like you hire a venue, bring your own sound, set up your own
venues.
show. Is it? Are there any of those shows happening, or is actually venues starting to like pull pants and starting to do stuff? For you guys?
So I mean, all of the venues. All of the venues are like, you go there and everything's kind of sorted. You know,
So
you
it's still
just
like
kind of
that?
obviously.
Wow.
Yeah, we just bring our guitar and amps and whatever and sort it.
That's amazing.
We
don't
have,
do DIY shows. We haven't done one.
Yeah.
dude. I think there's only a few places that still are like that in Cape Town. All the main venues that used to play at are all gone. So it's like,
Wow.
it's either find a venue that you can sort of make work or make your own.
But it's also it's
Dude,
not venues that on. There are venues, but no venues that'll play our type of music.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, that's just wow. That's sad, bro.
Yeah.
So I kind of think, like how we were saying, with just being worried about having too many people at shows. I mean, like, because so the obviously only half the amount of people in general are allowed in, but I think venues, even before Corona, were so on edge, you know, with how much money they make, and just being able to hold themselves up. So I think that's, you know, one of the reasons why our venues are still trying to put on shows that are kind of full-fledged, you know, obviously not with the amount of people was, but everything else. Because I think, I honestly, like that first big lockdown we had, a lot of our venues were like close to closing down, and I think they realized that if they're not hosting shows and letting bands come and play and everything, that they will close down, and then there will be no one, you know. So I just think it's extremely important that everyone takes as much precaution as possible, just so we can keep the scene alive, you know. Because I mean, if venues, like for example, like, it sounds all great and cool here in Joburg, but we still don't have that many live venues to play at. You know, there's a very small handful, especially for the metal scene, and even just the alternative scene in general. So everyone's still very on edge and scared and just really trying to keep it alive. And they're doing that by having shows.
Kind of got to be progressive at the time, though. At the same time.
Yeah. So it's still quite a touchy subject, but I just really think that people should just take as much precaution as possible and do everything they can just to keep the scene going. Because I mean, if one or two venues close down, it's only 2 venues. It's not a lot, but it can like almost cancel out the whole metal scene, you know, just from
for sure.
2 venues closing.
Yeah,
So,
dude, I love to hear I mean, it seems like it's coming from a really honest place with you. It's like you want to keep the ship floating, you know, and
Yeah, it's important, you know.
yeah, it's
A lot
no,
of us
of
hear
course, yeah.
like how amazing it was back then, and like a lot of people I always hear like packed it in, don't come to shows anymore before because of this, because of politics and whatever. You know, it was before I was really a part of it. So, but what I do know is when I came to shows in Pretoria, seeing Red Helen facing the gallows, you know, I was like almost in tears, like just overwhelmed with joy. And like it was a place for me to release, to march, to a place for me to just be, you know. And thinking if I didn't have that, it would just be terrible for me, you know. I might not have even been in a band right now without that, those guys, like really seeing them play and being motivated, and you know. So it's really, it is important, you know, if you're a band like us and in a small scene, and you do what you have to, you know. And we're passionate about what we're doing, and we have,
you know what you do
coming, so.
You put out albums, right? You put out music and you get it done, baby. And you guys, when did Into the Grey come out? 2019, because you guys got together 2018. Burst onto the scene. Yeah. Towards the end of what, 2018, then 2019 you hit the ground running.
Yeah, I mean, Ramfest was kind of the main, you know, pickup point. Well, not really. We played at the SA Metal Music Awards. They asked Sashkita asked us to play. Love Sashkita.
Shout out.
Shout out.
Yeah, peace.
And thank you for having us.
And thank you for coming.
So we played there at that, and I think there were quite a lot of the bigger event organizers and stuff at that show, so that we got our Ramfest slot from that show. And then Ramfest came and everything was like so lit, and then Corona came, and then we were like, no, it's fine. Then the album came, and now it's starting to open up again, and that's where we are.
No, for sure. It's been fucking lit, bro. I love it.
At least he's not saying fire.
Yeah, it's
fire.
No, it was absolute fire, bro. Come on.
Yeah, it's fire, boy.
11 June, yeah.
Yeah, 11
June. Solace in Solitude. I can't wait for everybody to hear it. So many powerful kiff moments in the album, both instrumentally and vocally. I'm looking forward to people hearing it. If you haven't, go check out Into the Grey right now, and Separation Has Begun on Spotify and all your streaming platforms. Sunken State from Joburg are hitting it hard, and I'm digging it, dudes. I can't wait for everybody to also see you guys live. I mean, come to Cape Town and do Sunken State, awesome band. How's it, Germany? What's up, Julian?
Yo, Germany.
Let's also talk about the meme that Julian put out into the world today. That was a hilarious one.
What?
Did you see what he put out today?
I'm not on the socials.
It's
I need
like,
to find this.
He said local band : in case you missed it. No, we didn't miss it. It sucked. And I was just like, what? I mean, listen, it's funny at the same time, but like, it's pretty brutal. But yeah, dudes, I'm
the
super
most funny
stoked
jokes
that,
have the benefit of truth in
exactly,
them, you know?
yeah, exactly. It's shock value. But Matt and Dwayne, dudes, is there anything that you want to share? Obviously, follow Sunken State everywhere. YouTube, you guys have got a couple of videos out. Your EP and the latest singles out on Spotify and all the streaming platforms. What else, bro?
So I just also want to say the 28th, next Friday, we're releasing a music video and a single, the last one before the album, Swindler. And it's our first official music video as well. So do keep your eyes peeled for that. I'm keen for that one. That song
Brandon did
maybe
warn me.
My second favorite on the album. So,
that song's my first favorite.
Your first favorite, Matt?
Yeah, the one that's coming out. So we basically, what we did was we did we've done one single, and then there's one more single on the 28th of this month, so which is next Friday. I think, like Vietnam. But yeah, so and then so that song Swindler is coming out. You can actually go and pre-save it now. All the pre-save links are on our social medias and everywhere. And pre-saves really help us, by the way, just saying. But anyways, and then the album's coming out on the 11th of June. And yeah, you just go follow us on all our social medias, go follow us on Spotify, go subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe to this one first. And then it's going to be a party. You're getting spam cookies.
That's good, bro. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, dude.
Listen.
Gareth, thanks a lot, dude. It's really awesome. I've seen so many cool interviews on here.
Shot,
and
man. Appreciate
guys
it.
like Brandon from Red Helen, dude. Like that guy is just wow. And I don't know him personally. It's just from looking up at him, seeing him at so many shows, and you can see his passion just overflows. And
Anyway, we're gonna do part 3 from Delray Beach, Florida. We're gonna do part 3.
Yeah, dude, crazy.
That should be about a 4-hour long video because he likes to talk.
Hey, but listen, it's the doppelgangers doing their thing, bro. Well, not so much anymore. Like I said, I've put in get lost. But but it is what it is. Love Brandon, love all those dudes. Also shout out to Gallows, man, doing their thing. And
I love Facing the Gallows. Brandon has been Facing the Gallows, first of all, have been such a massive support to us. They saw us once when we were some stupid whatever, and they honestly hooked us up. They hooked us up with such good shows, and they've honestly been the most supportive band that we've been around here. And they a lot of them come to our shows all the time, and they're so supportive and such nice oaks. For sure. So, and everyone involved in that band,
yeah, they did the same for us, man. They did the same for us when we did our EP launch. They came down from Joburg and they played our launch with us. Just always game, 100% time, all the time. And they signed to Outline Music, putting out shit all the time. So,
dude, I'm so happy for them. I'm so keen for them and what's coming, dude. Wow.
Well, I think good things are coming for you guys as well, dudes. I would definitely, I support that notion. I can't wait. I'm going to pre-save the album. I've already listened to it. Thankfully, thank you guys, like Warren Gibson. Listen, actually, let's shout out Warren Gibson and those dudes who put me in contact with guys like you so we can have a good old conversation about all this stuff, even though I was a bit rocky when I started. But thank you so much for joining the show, guys. I can't wait to chat to you again. There's nothing else I can say, but I can't wait to chat to you guys again. You have definitely your music has definitely won me over. I'm a constant listener now. I can't wait to see what you guys have after Solace and Solitude, and next week 28th Friday with a new single. Dudes, thank you so much for joining the show.
Thanks guys, dude.
That is Matt on the top. That is Matt on the top, and that's Dwayne on the bottom. I can't wait to see you guys again. Good luck this week. We'll catch up on Instagram to see how the release is going.
We need to talk about still. So I think another episode is due for sure. I need to get into my lyrics. I've got so much to
Yes, dude, totally. I mean, listen, I tell you what. Listen, to be honest, dude, I want let's let the listeners hear it all first before we break that down. I think that's important.
Dude,
you know, we talk about it, we get it hyped up. Everybody listens to it, and then we can get into the
digest the gutturals a bit. You know, let it
100%. I mean,
ferment.
Listen, there were some parts in there that made the hair on my back stand up. So
that's good. That's successful.
In a good way. In a good way. And I'm assuming that's Dwayne Bass in the chat.
Oh yeah, that's him. Yeah.
Okay, nice one. And listen, next time we can maybe get Dwayne in, other Dwayne in as well, because love his bass tone, love his bass playing, especially through the playthrough. I watch everything with a keen eye, and just the way you guys work together, Matt. It's something super cool. You can see that you're both super into it. Also, that Ibanez guitar with that different kind of headstock in the playthroughs. We need to talk about that at some stage too.
Yeah, definitely. We definitely can. Oh, what did you mean now? I can.
Oh, we can. I mean, listen, we can break that down. What is that Ibanez though? It's gorgeous.
Okay, so that technique, it is a flipping heavy guitar. So it's
can't be heavier than the Iceman.
That's pretty heavy.
No, I had an Iceman
Oh.
before, well, like 2 years ago. It's much heavier than an Iceman,
Sorry.
and it
Wow.
was like honestly really hurting me when we were playing live shows. So the normal guitar I played was actually in for setup while we filmed that playthrough video.
Mhm.
But I was using that. It's called an Ibanez Darkstone DN500, typical
Ooh.
Ibanez name. But anyways,
Yeah.
it was designed by some dude in Japan, and it was like a once-off model for 2 years and only sold in a few European
Yeah, because I've never
countries.
seen that before.
Yeah, everyone's like, "What kind of Schecter is that?" I'm like, "It's not a Schecter, bro." So
It's Ibanez, yeah. It's with the old Ibanez, the cursive logo as well.
yeah, it's like I love that guitar. It feels so good to play. I've honestly never done one setup on that guitar. It's just stayed perfect the whole time. It's got those pickups, you can't find them in other guitars because they were just made for that guitar. So super unique sound, and I've used it for. I think I honestly started playing metal on that guitar. I've had that thing for years, and I'll never sell that guitar.
Don't.
Good job.
That's another thing. Is if it's that unique, you hold on to that bastard, eh?
100%.
I'll
Good
give you
stuff.
$500 for it. Right now.
Deal.
Oh, that's
But
awesome.
if you
That's
throw in a secondhand XLR cable, we got a deal.
awesome. Second-
Sick.
Yeah, let's take this one.
Score.
Yeah.
You can take this one over here.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much, Matt and Dwayne, for joining the show. You guys are awesome. I can't. Good luck for
Thanks,
your show
guys,
this
dude.
weekend. I'm sure it's going to be banger. We'll catch up on Instagram and all that kind of stuff, and keep everybody posted on the album. 11 June, Solace and Solitude, Sunken State. Thank you so much for joining the show, guys.
Cool. Thanks so much,
guys.
man.
Thanks.
Sweet.
Everyone keep it cool.
Nice. one.
Cheers.
Cheers.
What a cool bunch of dudes, man. Sunken State. I can't wait for them to release that bad boy into the ether, because sheesh, man. There's some super groovy, emotive, badass moments in every single song of that album, man. And I truly say that from the bottom of my heart. I mean, like I said, there's only a few bands that have done that to me in recently, and one of them's Make Them Suffer. And I get that same kind of vibe. I'm not associating the two, going, they sound like each other and all that kind of stuff, but like I get that same feeling where I know what they're trying to achieve. So shout out Sunken State, shout out everybody who's pre-saved their album so far.
Totes.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. What have we got left, dude? What's happening?
Well, you got some UFC news coming for this weekend?
Ooh, yeah. So, what we do know is Charles Oliveira do Bronx is the new lightweight champion. I mean, that fight was incredible.
Is he the first time, or is he like?
It was dude. He debuted in the UFC in 2010.
Nice.
2010, and he won the belt in 2021. So it took him 11 years to win the belt, and he's had a great record. But it just happened. He looked like he was on fire. It was a masterful performance. He did get dropped and all that kind of shit, but he's won it, dude. I'm so happy for him. I couldn't be.
Was
happy
it a
for him.
convincing win?
He TK'd him. He dropped him with a beautiful left hook, and then finished him off along the fence, and then eventually dropped him again.
How long did it last for?
That was it was 30 seconds into the second round.
Wow.
But he was in heaps of trouble in the first round. Chandler got him rocked, and
so was that kind of like hit and run? Like he could have lost it easy, but then he got.
Well, yeah. I mean, literally in the first round, Chandler dropped him with a left hook and cut him quite badly over the eye. He was dropped, and then it was basically the same way Dan Hooker lost to Michael Chandler. It was the right to the body, left hook to the head, dropped, and then he was on his knees holding the head and hitting the temple. He survived. But a lot of people would say that the finish was too quick for Chandler because the ref waited so long for Oliveira to come right. So, I mean, there's always going to be controversy, but it is what it is. Charles Oliveira is the champion, and I'm looking forward to the lightweight division kind of like spicing things up a bit, you know?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that sounds fucking hell, man. Obviously, I didn't see it, but that sounds like crazy. Like in the second round, almost losing it in the first and then coming back. Jeez, that must have been quite insane.
Like overcame serious adversity, almost got knocked out, almost got TKO'd, got back to his feet, almost subbed his opponent twice, and then dropped him early in the second round. It was a masterful performance, and I'm super happy for him because he's from the favelas in Brazil. Wow. And
oh really?
So, yeah.
Oh,
so
shit.
he's like, this is for the favelas.
Wow.
Yeah. So
That's
seriously,
cool. That's cool.
Cool story making for sure. And he's got the most finishes in UFC history, not just in lightweight history, in history. And he's got a bunch of records that he already holds. He's the submission king, and I see a beautiful Formula One car on the screen. What is going on?
Yeah, that's the thing, dude. It's like McLaren have done a homage livery for the Monaco race this weekend.
Yeah.
And it's to celebrate. That's not the window that I want. It's to celebrate their relationship with golf racing. And let me see if I can actually just bring this up here. Give me a second.
Yeah, that's all good. That's all good. We're still in the bottom corners.
Yeah. Display capture.
There we go. You should be fine. I don't mind. This is late in the show. Whoever's here.
There we go. Look at that. Look at that boy. They're doing the.
Oh, it's sponsored by Views, my nemesis.
They taking over Twist.
Screw those guys.
They've taken over Twist.
I don't
now.
care.
But they've done a retro kind of like look back to the.
Look at that blue
golf.
Coca-Cola logo.
It's black actually.
Well, I mean, it's on the blue background.
Yeah, so they're going to be race. I mean, like their actual livery isn't this. It's like more papaya orange with the blue accents. You've seen it in the previous races, but
very nice.
It's actually so cool to see golf racing livery on a Formula One track again, and that's going to be the highlight for me for the race because I don't have.
Who's driving it?
It's Lando Norris and Daniel Ricciardo.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Lando Norris and Daniel Ricciardo, and
Two guys I really like.
Yeah, they're doing pretty cool stuff with the team, and Lando Norris is just signed as just how do you say signed on
Extension
to stay on with McLaren.
Yeah,
and McLaren has been going on the uptrend now with their performance. So
nice.
Hopefully there's going to be good stuff. I mean, obviously next year's a new regulation, so it's going to be totally different. So Mercedes might or might not have the same advantage, but if they don't, McLaren might actually be going on the way up. Maybe even it might end. I mean, like it's a heavy prediction, but I reckon in the next series, after 1 or 2 years with the new regulations, there's going to be McLaren and Ferrari fighting for the titles again.
Wow,
that's what I think.
Cool.
But I've been proven wrong before.
if that's your prediction, I'm down with it.
Yeah.
Also, the NBA is heating up big time.
Oh yeah, what's happening?
They've just done the first 2 rounds of the play-in tournament. The Grizzlies played the Spurs and beat them. Oh, yeah. So that means the Spurs need to play the Warriors because the Lakers beat the Warriors in the first round of the play-in tournament, and I think the Warriors need to now play the Spurs to get the last berth in the playoffs. So I'm not sure. So, but I watched the highlights. Yeah. But apparently it was the game of the year, and LeBron James with the deep threes, Steph Curry with the deep threes. Just the highlights were like, what on earth am I watching? Like these guys. I mean, did you? Well,
6 hours ago, the Lakers beat the Warriors.
That's what I was saying.
And yeah, LeBron James
clutch 3-pointer.
Yeah,
that's it. From deep, bro. Maybe search LeBron James
think this is-
buzzer beater, yeah.
I think I
Check how
found-
far out this is, dude.
Hang on, I want to go full
Let's
screen
go.
here and
Check this out.
come on, man. There we go.
But this is clutch, eh? 1 second left.
Oh, the quality is so bad. The quality is so
Yeah, the
bad. Let me
quality's
see if I
bad.
can sort that out, and then we'll be
No
back.
worries. There we go. Oh
Fucking
no, never
Twitter.
mind.
So Twitter,
Yeah, Twitter.
videos. Twitter can suck a fat one. Anyways, I'll check that on my own, bro.
Just do it on, do it there. Share that screen.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go. You can see. It's fine. Boom. Boom. Swish.
Jeez.
Clutch points, baby.
And that was the deciding score.
That was, well, yeah, it was, I think that tied them up.
Oh wow.
But yeah, I mean, that
I-
shows that he's one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah, I definitely think 3-pointers are becoming quite the dominating
Well,
play
Steph
in
Curry changed the
basketball
game.
now.
Steph and Klay Thompson and what's his name? LeBron.
Yeah.
Just hitting these deep threes from everywhere.
Now
They've
everybody's
even
doing it.
They've even had discussions that they need to move the 3-point line. But how do you move the 3-point line when there's such a small line in the corner anyway?
Make it from the halfway line. What else are you gonna do?
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
Make it a 6-pointer from the halfway line, and you have to score within the circle, like in
Yeah.
netball. And then that'll be the
Yeah.
rule.
No
change.
backboard.
No backboard. It has to be swish only.
The NBA is now the national, the NNA, the National Netball Association.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I couldn't play netball. My knees would explode.
yeah, basketball. You mean, right?
No, netball.
Okay.
Have you, like netball,
Well,
when you
both.
run and you catch the ball, you have to stop dead. So like if you're running and you catch the ball, you have to stop. My knees
Yeah.
will explode.
Nice. But yeah, what's let's do a little outrageous. What
Okay,
have we
pick a number. Pick a number.
got? 49.
49. Okay, 49. Here we go. Oh, we've had this one before.
59.
59. Okay. Superhero movies that always make masks vanish so people can see the stupid actor's face.
Okay, I get that.
It's like Iron Man. He's got the thing, but all of a sudden, like he comes in scene, there's going to be a dialogue, and, and his mask disappears. It's the same
Okay.
thing with Ant-Man, Spider-Man, Black Panther, all those.
Yeah,
they don't
it's-
do it for Batman though. Good,
No.
fucking Marvel.
Well, they do. Bruce Wayne.
No, but he doesn't stand there and take his mask off when he's got a dialogue scene.
No,
with
no, no,
Batman.
no. Okay, I understand the frustration because it also takes away from the mysteriousness.
Yeah,
of it
because
all.
also, where does that mask go to? Then they come up with this nanotechnology explanation, and I'm like, no,
That is a very valid point.
it's bullshit. I mean, like, you can't just because you
Half
can
of,
make
half of the suspense is
yeah.
you wondering who's behind the mask,
It's
right?
just because the actors want their faces to be seen.
Or is it the directors?
No, it's the actors. They want their faces to be seen, so they go, "Oh shit, we got Robert Downey Jr. We can't cover his face up with this."
I didn't
mask
get
the whole
paid
time."
120 million rand for my face to not to be seen, or
Yeah.
120
So
million
then,
dollars.
yeah, so we'll just make his mask. I mean, like the first one, like his mask would open up like this. Fair enough, but now it just literally disappears into nothing, and it does it with Ant-Man as well. He
It's
clicks
like
it,
those- It's like those high-end convertible cars. Eh?
yeah,
Oh, that's funny.
yeah. But there we go.
but I
That
think
shit
that's
pisses me off.
yeah. I think that's been a good show, man. I don't know where I was in the beginning, bro. I was running around up and down looking for lip ice, and that put me off completely for the first like 10 minutes of the show, because I had dry lips. I mean, I'm such a pansy, but it is what it is.
Yeah, but it's
Sorry
alright.
for the rocky start, ladies and gentlemen, if you're still stuck around. But it's been a fun show. I really enjoyed getting to know Matt and Dwayne of Sunken State. And yeah, we've got a good few episodes lined up. I think we've got Secline 4, Jared Woods from the UK next week, Thursday. Then the Thursday afterwards, I think we've got ATFN booked. And then the Thursday afterwards, we have another band booked. And I can't really remember off the top of my head who
We'll
it is.
keep it as a surprise.
But thank you all for listening to Papa G's House. And if you haven't already, if you're new, please consider subscribing to the show. It does us a load of good to grow the show. Follow us on Instagram. You know, you can Instagram and YouTube is good for me. So obviously Facebook and all that kind of jazz. But now I'm just mentioning everything.
Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram and YouTube. That's where you'll find the most up-to-date updates. But it's been a great show. I'm looking forward to the next couple of weeks. We're feeling comfortable. We're feeling settled. It makes a big difference in my life, and hopefully it's making a difference in yours. But without further ado, this is Papa G's House, episode 85 with Matt and Dwayne of Sunken State. It's been a great show. Thank you for tuning in. Until then, we say peace.
I don't wanna go anywhere else. I wanna go to Papa G's.
Yeah, that's where we're going.